Hi, my name's Kieran Foster and I'm the Managing Director of Blue Sky Private Real Estate. Blue Sky Private Real Estate is a division of the ASX listed Blue Sky Alternative Investments based in Brisbane. The Blue Sky Private Real Estate division of Blue Sky primarily undertakes residential developments, affordable, median-priced developments in growing locations. We do specialise in areas in the southeast of Queensland, particularly around the northern end of Gold Coast, Brisbane, Sunshine Coast. We also have a presence up north in North Queensland, in our mind the strongest regional city in Australia being Townsville. Blue Sky Private Real Estate has quite a large portfolio of both past, current and future projects. We've delivered numerous projects, 3 or 4 projects in Townsville over the last few years, Bundaberg, Brisbane, Sunshine Coast. We currently have under construction over 260 apartments and townhouses in Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast and Townsville, and we've also got a bit over 300 apartments and townhouses in our pipeline which we'll deliver out in the next couple of years. My current view on the market, particularly in the southeast and also North Queensland, is that there's been a bit of time for investors to digest the lower interest rates that have been around for the last couple of years, and we're now seeing particularly investors through both personally and SMFS really come back into the market. We're seeing obviously cost of funds being very low, rental yields being very high, and we're also obviously on the precipice now, particularly in the southeast, of a bit of a property, I don't want to say the word boom, but certainly where there's a bit of revenue increase starting to happen. Certainly the market isn't running, it's not booming, it's not running too hot at the moment, but I'm certainly seeing the signs that in the next 6 to 12 months we're going to be moving into a period of where we've some quite swift, fast revenue growth. So hence why I think, particularly in the southeast at the moment, is a really great time to get in off the plan into the market, but to buy off the plan. We're still seeing the low vacancy rates for the rentals, and particularly the affordability, which is very important, particularly for a lot of investors. You can certainly get a lot more bang for your buck in Brisbane than you can in other parts of Australia, and I think that's why there's a lot of eyes focusing on property in the southeast Queensland at the moment. Currently in the Brisbane residential market, I'm seeing that certainly the sales rates are definitely picking up. Revenues are starting to move a bit stronger as well. I'm certainly not seeing a full-blown property boom as of yet. I still think that properties need to be well located, well priced, good layouts, and then you'll get buyers into them. I can still name numerous projects, particularly in Brisbane, that probably won't get up and get built in the next couple of years, even though the market is strong, just pure for the fact that they've missed the mark on their pricing or the layouts. I particularly think that anything close within a few kilometres of the Brisbane CBD, particularly on the trajectory that Brisbane is on, obviously it's turning into a really like a new world business city, which is it's going from strength to strength. Population growth has been quite strong over the last few years, and as more business opportunities arise in Brisbane, and it is a great place to do business, and I can see the population continuing to grow very strongly, which obviously then has a flow-on effect for the residential property market. The latest offering from the Blue Sky Private Real Estate team in the Brisbane residential market is a project a couple of kilometres from the Brisbane CBD in Bowen Hills, which we're calling the Governor. The Governor occupies a very prominent site on top of a hill in Bowen Hills. We've called the project the Governor, which is named after the first Governor of Brisbane, Sir George Bowen. We're obviously, using a bit of a historical landmark for the naming of the project. It's a very boutique apartment complex of 40 apartments, split into 21 beds and 22 beds. We're certainly targeting at the affordable end of the Brisbane inner city market with the pricing that we're going to be chasing for the apartments. The reason that we are very confident on the project, particularly moving through it in a timely fashion over the next 18 to 20 months, is that we're certainly pulling off little niche projects of sub 40 apartments where we can get in and out of them in a quick time frame. We're not competing against some of the other tower developers that are putting up big towers in the city, which are taking a very long time to get the pre-sales done, and then conversely a couple of years to build. So our model is do the projects in a quick, timely fashion, get the pre-sales, start building. We've got a project just up the road which is well into construction now, called Pavilion. Very similar style. It was 36 apartments, and I've already seen the results of that, where we've started before quite a few other developers have started their projects, and we're going to finish a long time before. Just a little bit on the suburb of Bowen Hills in Brisbane. Look, I do liken it a bit to the area in Sydney called Alexandria, just on the outskirts of the city. It was very much a very inner city location that had previously been more of an office and industrial area. The state government earmarked it a couple of years ago for urban renewal, which has seen quite a lot of infrastructure projects not only be approved and be completed. There's other residential and commercial office tower projects ongoing and also mooted in the area. The Lend-Lease Corporation is doing nearly a $3 billion restoration of the Royal National Show grounds or what we call the Echo, equivalent to the Sydney Show. That's actually under construction, the first stage now. That's going to add a lot of amenity to the local area, farmers markets, restaurants, cafes, commercial office. So, what they're doing is, you can see there's been a concerted spend in that local area to not only increase the people living residentially, but also to make it a bit of a live, work, play hub. The other benefits of Bowen Hills, obviously, has great links for transport. Just down the road is the Bowen Hills train station, which is one of the main stations in Brisbane, just on the outskirts of the CBD. It has quite a lot of lines that run through it, so hence gives a lot of access to people who not only go to the city but might be heading out to the suburbs as well. Brisbane's also had a bit of a explosion in tunnels under the city being built in the last couple of years, and really the hub for where these tunnels come out is Bowen Hills. So not only do you have bus, train, you also have road access, and then the other thing that also is there is the hospital, the Royal Brisbane Hospital, which is the largest hospital in Brisbane, and it's probably the best part of a 4 or 5 minute walk from the doorstep of the Governor. Just a bit more detail on the actual project, the Governor itself. As I mentioned earlier, it's a 40 apartment project over 12 stories, as it in a prominent corner site in Bowen Hills. 21 beds, 22 bed apartments, good layouts, good sizing. The 2 beds up over 80 square metres, the 1 bed's over 50 into 60 square metres in size, which is very generous at the moment. We've also, all the apartments and bedrooms face north, so have a beautiful northern aspect. Some of the apartments do have city views as well. There'll be some trip facilities in the basement for bicycles. There's lift access. There'll be a professional on-site management in the complex as well. And obviously, as I mentioned earlier, with the rental vacancies, you're looking for rental yields up around the 5.5% to 6% gross, which is very strong. With the low vacancy rates and professional on-site management, we're expecting these to be very popular with local people looking to rent them. And just one other important aspect, particularly for people in the southern states looking at property in Queensland, Bowen Hills is a high and dry site. The location, it's a prominent location up on top of a hill, and certainly there'll be no water or flooding issues associated with this site. I'd just like to say thank you tonight to Ian and the team from Rocket Property Group for allowing Blue Sky and ourselves access to some of their good clients to certainly launch nice and early to the market the Governor project. Rocket have been good supporters of us over the last few years, and we hope to continue to bring well priced, well located, well laid out developments to Rocket clients in the future. And certainly if you speak to some of the sales staff tonight and in the next coming days, there's obviously some opportunities to share in some good value in this development if you're one of the early buyers to come in. So why choose the Governor? I think obviously some of the reasons I've mentioned earlier, close to the city, the urban renewal, the infrastructure spend, the hospital, the very boutique nature of the complex itself. I think that all points to it being a very successful project, which Blue Sky hope to deliver in a very timely fashion, so your investors can get your hands on your properties and start earning your income as soon as you can. And once again, thanks for coming tonight, giving your time up, and Blue Sky look forward to delivering this project to you in the very near future, and hopefully having other opportunities for you in the near future as well. Thank you.